Imagine holding a tiny piece of metal in the palm of your hand, completely unaware that it holds a secret worth thousands of dollars. Right now, in pockets, old jars, and vending machines across the country, millions of people are spending 5-cent pieces without ever looking closely at them. To the untrained eye, it is just a common nickel. But to an elite circle of treasure hunters and numismatists, one specific variation from a chaotic year in American history is the ultimate prize. If you know exactly what to look for, a single pocket change find could change your financial life forever. What if the most valuable coin in your house is a simple 5-cent piece featuring Thomas Jefferson? To understand why this coin is so legendary, we have to travel back to the year 1982. The United States was trapped in a grueling economic recession. Inflation was soaring, and the government was desperately looking for ways to slash expenses. In a move that shocked the collecting world, the United States Mint made a drastic decision to save money. They completely canceled the production of official uncirculated mint sets for collectors. Usually, the mint packaged millions of pristine, fresh die coins directly for the public, guaranteeing a massive supply of perfect specimens for generations to come. But in 1982, that safety net vanished. Because of these brutal government budget cuts, the only way a 1982 coin entered the world was by being thrown directly into heavy, abrasive canvas bags and shipped out to commercial banks. They rattled against each other, suffered heavy bag marks, and were immediately thrust into the brutal wear and tear of daily circulation. Because of this, finding a 1982 nickel in flawless condition is an absolute miracle. But the story gets deeper. The coin in question was struck at the Denver Mint, proudly bearing the D Mint mark on the obverse side, just below the date. Under the leadership of the legendary designer Felix Schlag, this classic coin features the dignified profile of founding father Thomas Jefferson on the front and his historic Virginia plantation, Monticello, on the reverse. In 1982, the Denver Mint pressed hundreds of millions of these nickels into existence using a standard composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel. With so many minted, you might wonder why anyone would pay a fortune for one. The secret lies in a tiny, easily missed detail on the back of the coin, specifically at the base of Monticello. Look closely at the steps leading up to the grand entrance of the building. On a standard, heavily circulated nickel, these steps are completely worn away, blending into a smooth, featureless blur. But on an incredibly rare subset of these coins, the steps are perfectly, crisply defined. In the coin collecting world, this is known as the full steps designation. Because the dies at the Denver Mint were worn down rapidly and the machinery was pushed to its limits during the chaotic 1982 production run, achieving a perfect strike with 5 or 6 fully separated steps was almost impossible. It required the perfect alignment of fresh steel dies and maximum striking pressure. When you combine the total lack of official 1982 mint sets with the aggressive wear of standard circulation, a 1982D Jefferson Nickel with a flawless strike and pristine, unblemished surfaces becomes a ghost. It is an evolutionary anomaly of modern minting. While billions of other nickels sit forgotten in change dishes, an authentic 1982D with full steps in gem mint condition can command astonishing prices at major heritage auctions, sometimes soaring into the thousands of dollars. It turns a face value 5-cent piece into a high-stakes treasure hunt. But as the internet caught wind of rare 1982 coins, a massive wave of viral mystery and confusion began to spread across social media. Amateur treasure hunters started spotting unusual listings online. Suddenly, strange blurred photos of 1982D nickels began appearing on auction sites with astronomical price tags, claiming to be ultra-rare mint errors worth thousands. Viral videos whispered about a mysterious, hidden version of the coin with a heavily restricted supply. Rumors swirled that a secret batch of 1982D coins possessed a legendary, unrecorded error that could make any finder instantly wealthy. What caused this explosive viral hysteria? The truth exposes one of the most fascinating cases of mistaken identity in modern coin history. In 1982, The United States Mint didn't just cancel mint sets. They also completely revolutionized the metallurgy of the American penny. Due to the rising cost of raw copper, the mint officially switched the penny's composition from 95% traditional bronze to a much cheaper, lighter copper-plated zinc. During this frantic mid-year transition, the mint also altered the date design on the penny, creating a large date and a small day variety. Because the transition was so messy, a legendary mistake occurred. A tiny number of 1982D pennies were accidentally struck with the small date die on leftover heavy bronze planchets instead of the new zinc ones. Only a couple of these transitional error pennies have ever been discovered in human history, with one famously selling at auction for over $18,000. When the viral news of the incredibly rare, high-value 1982D small date copper error exploded across the internet, the message got warped. Casual observers and amateur hunters scrambled through their change bags, confusing the historic penny transition with the 1982D Jefferson Nickel. Because people were frantically searching for a 1982D small date error, a wave of misinformation led thousands to believe that their everyday, standard 1982D Jeffersons were the multi-thousand-dollar golden ticket. Untrained sellers began listing normal, worn-down 1982D nickel for thousands of dollars, completely unaware of the difference between a real metallurgical penny error and a beautifully struck full-steps nickel. Yet, this viral confusion accidentally highlighted a very real, hidden truth. While millions are chasing a mythical nickel error born from internet rumors, true numismatic experts are quietly scanning bankrolls for the authentic, historically grounded treasure. A beautifully preserved, high-grade 1982D Jefferson Nickel with flawless, sharp Monticello steps. It is a prize hidden in plain sight, protected by decades of neglect and the simple fact that most people never bother to flip their pocket change over and count the steps on a building. The next time you receive a handful of coins at a grocery store checkout or clean out the dusty spaces beneath your car seats, don't just sweep those nickels into a jar. Take a few extra seconds to look closely at the date. Check for that Denver D mint mark. Turn the coin over and inspect the base of Monticello under a bright light. If those steps are crisp, sharp, and perfectly separated, you might just be holding a masterpiece of survival from a historic year of economic chaos. Could a flawless piece of 1982 history be sitting in your house right now, waiting to be discovered? Grab a magnifying glass, check your change, and uncover the hidden history in your pocket.